In this video, we will see the next subtopic, that is division of integers. Okay, now let us see the division of a negative integer by a positive integer. The negative integer and a positive integer. So when you divide a negative integer and a positive integer, first you divide 12 and 2. Okay, first you divide 12 and 2. So when you do that, you will get 6, correct? Then you put the negative sign. Similarly, when you divide 20 minus 20 and 5, first you divide 20 and 5. What is 20 divided by 5? 4. And then you put the negative sign. Similarly, when you divide minus 49 by 9, it will be minus 5. So from these three examples, you can conclude that when we divide a negative integer by a positive integer, we divide them as whole numbers and then put a minus sign before the quotient. This is the quotient that you get. So first you divide these whole numbers and then you put the negative sign besides the quotient. Okay. Now let us look at the second case. Here you are dividing a positive integer by a negative integer. Here you are dividing negative integer by positive integer. Now you are dividing positive integer by negative integer. Here it is the same procedure. First you divide 72 by 8. 72 upon 8 is 9. Then you put the negative sign. So you get minus 9. Similarly, 56 divided by minus 7 will be equal to, first you divide 56 and 7. It is 7 8s are 56, so 8, and then you put the negative sign. What about 50 divided by minus 5? This is 5 1s are 5 10s are, so this is 10, and then you put the negative sign. So when we divide a positive integer by a negative integer, we first divide them as whole numbers and then put a minus sign before the quotient. Now if you look at both the cases, you see if one of the integers is negative, then when you divide, the quotient will have a negative sign. Okay, and in both the cases it is the same. For example, 80 divided by minus 10 is minus 8 and minus 80 divided by 10 is also minus 8. So a divided by minus b is equal to minus a divided by b. Another condition is b should not be equal to 0. If your denominator is 0, then the division is not defined. So for any positive integers a and b, a divided by minus b is equal to minus a divided by b with the condition that b is not equal to 0. Now you consider two negative integers. Okay, consider two negative integers, and when you consider two negative integers, what you have to do is again divide 12 by 6 and then you have to take the positive sign. Here it's negative and here it's negative, so both the negative signs get cancelled. So you get positive. So 12 minus 12 divided by minus 6 is plus 2. 6 1s are 6 2s are 12. Similarly, minus 20 divided by minus 4 will be 4 1s are 4 5s are 20, and this signs will get cancelled, so you get plus 5. Minus 72 divided by minus sign is equal to 8. So when we divide a negative integer by a negative integer, we first divide them as whole numbers and then put a positive sign. That is minus a divided by minus b is equal to a divided by b. Now suppose you have minus 72 divided by minus 9, is plus 8. What is 72 divided by 9? This is also 8, right? So in other words, minus a divided by minus 9 is the same as a divided by b. Since the negatives get cancelled, minus a divided by minus 9 b is same as a divided by b. So for any two positive integers a and b, minus a divided by minus b is equal to a divided by b, where b is not equal to 0. Now let us see some of the properties of division of integers. The first property is closure property. So the closure property says if a and b are integers, then a divided by b should also be an integer. So let us take minus 8 divided by 4. What is this? This is minus 2. Is minus 2 an integer? Yes, it is an integer. What about 4 divided by 8? 4 is an integer, 8 is an integer. When you divide 4 and 8, you get half. Is half an integer? No, it is not an integer. What about minus 1 divided by 2? This is equal to minus 1 upon 2, and this is also not an integer. So from these examples, what can you conclude? You can conclude that integers are not closed under division. Now, another thing I want you to observe is any integer when divided by 1 gives you the same integer, right? Suppose you have 5. 5 divided by 1 is 5. What about minus 8 divided by 1? Minus 8 divided by 1 is minus 8. So, when you divide an integer by 1, you get the same integer back. Now, at the end of the class of a homework, I want you to check if division is commutative and associative. So, I want you to check the commutative property and associative property for division of integers. Now let us solve one word problem, okay, based on division of integers. In a test, plus 5 marks are given for every correct answer and minus 2 marks are given for every incorrect answer. Radhika answered all the questions and scored 30 marks, though she got 10 correct answers. How many incorrect answers did she attempt? Okay, it is said in a test 5 marks are given for correct answers and minus 2 marks are given for incorrect answers. Now Radhika has answered all the questions and she has got 30 marks. Okay, she got 30 marks and she has answered 10 questions correctly. Now you have to find out how many questions or how many incorrect answers did she attempt. Okay, so now let us write down what is given to us. It is given that marks given for one correct answer is equal to 5, and therefore what is marks for 10 correct answers? It is said that she got 10 answers correct. So the marks for 10 correct answers will be 5 multiplied by 10, which is 50. So she got 50 marks for 10 correct answers. And it is also said that the total score is 30 marks. If she has got total score as 30 marks and if she has got marks for 10 correct answers as 50, then how many marks did she get for incorrect answers? Total she got 30 and she got 50 marks for correct answers. So how many marks did she get for incorrect answers? So the marks obtained for incorrect answer is equal to total marks, that is 30, minus marks for correct answers. This is minus 20. So she got minus 20 marks for incorrect answer. Now one incorrect answer gives for one incorrect answer it is minus 2 marks. Okay, so marks for one incorrect answer is minus 2. So how many incorrect answers did she get? Now she gets minus 20 marks for incorrect answers, correct? So total is this. So for one incorrect answer she gets minus 2 marks. Okay, then how many incorrect answers she has got if she gets how much? Minus 20 marks for incorrect answers. For one incorrect answer she gets, this is marks and this is number of, okay, I'll write it here. So this is marks and this is number of questions that has been attempted. Now if she attempts one incorrect answer, or if she gets one incorrect answer, then she gets minus 2 marks. Now the number of marks she got for incorrect answer is minus 20. Then how many incorrect answers did she get? This will be minus 20 multiplied by 1 upon minus 2. Therefore, number of incorrect answers will be equal to minus 20 divided by minus 2, and this is equal to 10. Therefore, the number of incorrect answers is equal to 10. So these are all the types of problems under division of integers.